Good day, Lated family. Welcome back to another video on Lated Customers. Today we will be fitting number plates on the car. We will be fitting what's the other thing I need to fit in? Yeah, the choke cable. So we'll be fitting the number plates and the choke cable today on the car. I did buy a cam seal for the leakage on the motor, and then I actually bought a 800 watt 4-channel with 2 mids. So that installation will be in another video, but we can see how far we actually get. But I don't think I'll be able to put on the number plates today, as well as the choke, because those are the main components for today's video. But yeah, let's see how the future content goes, because I mean, there's still a lot to do on this car. But yet, let's start with the front number plate, because I bought a shorter one for the front and then I bought a longer one for the back. So you guys can see here, we got the shorter one for the front and we got the longer one for the back. So I'm going to put the short one in front and I'm going to put the long one at the back, because the back side actually does have holes in, which I actually don't grind that much, because that's where the rust starts and that's where the leaking in starts and all of that. But enough about that. I'm just going to apply some double-sided tape on the number plates and I'm going to paste it on the car. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Now we have both number plates installed on the car. It looks very nice, has a nice off finishing, just yeah, it's self-mode. So I hope you guys like the fact that I actually chose white number plates and the normal one, because I didn't want to go with bolt, because the bolt would have been too like uptight in front if I had to do a short number plate bolt in front. And then I took the longer one at the back with white as well, white number plate, and then just the normal lettering, because look here, the bolt would actually look really nice at the back, but what's the point of having one bolt and one normal? So I didn't feel that, so I just went with both number plates with the normal font. So let's move on to the installation of the choke. I'm just gonna get the choke quick. I'm gonna show you guys how the choke looks. So this is how the choke looks. I don't think this is the original choke for this car, but this choke actually came off a Jetta, if I'm correct. So these two terminals here at the top and at the bottom, I think there is a plug by the dash. So what you do with that is that indicates, I can't explain it, by that light on the dash just below, just above the handbrake light, to show if you pull up the handbrake. So this has the same indication, so when you pull out the choke, that light will go on to tell you, look here, but the choke is pulled out, and then when you put the choke back into its normal place, then the light will go off. So I hope actually those work, and I hope I still have the plug underneath the dash. I'm just going to double check for that. So, and there's like a rattle on the clocks by the dash, so I'm maybe gonna one time sort that out, because I have to like not remove the dash, but I'm kind of gonna remove the gauges just to see if the choke is working correctly, and if the choke actually works. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get this installation correctly, but I really hope I do, because I need this choke to work, because I can't each morning literally open the bonnet just to pull out the choke and to start up the car each morning. So this would be my best solution just yet. And then, like I said, the only other problem I have with the car is the gears, as well as the leakage on the car. But I already have my linkage kit, the linkage rubber kit. I'm gonna try and install that maybe today. If I can't, it will be in a future video, as well as the seal. The seal is gonna be a massive story, because I have to at least remove 3 pulleys. So the 3 pulleys I need to remove is the one pulley. The 2 of the pulleys is one of the fan pulleys, and the 3rd pulley I need to remove is the pulley which is actually leaking by that rubber is behind that pulley. It is actually the timing pulley. So if any of you guys have the best method to actually replace the timing pulley seal, please do comment down below or share a link of a video, because I would really like to know how to do so. But the car's timing is perfectly in and everything is correct, so now I have to remove everything once again just to get that thing out. And I mean, like, it's kinda unnecessary, I think. So I guess I'll just have to do it anyway, because I need to get this car up to 100% ASAP because this car is almost on that level, and hopefully I'll reach that level real soon after the choke is installed, after that seal is replaced, and after the linkages of the gears is sorted out. The only problem I have with doing the job for the linking bushes and stuff like that, new rubbers, is that the space underneath the car is very minimal. So you have to have like the car has to be lekker heimen for you to actually do that kit on the car. So I'm gonna see what I can do. Maybe I can get a few rhymes by someone and just like try to do the kit. Maybe that will show you guys like from a better perspective how to actually do it, because if I'm laying underneath the car and trying to get the phone there and everything like that, it's quite uptight, so you won't be able to actually see what I'm doing unless I do it and then I explain to you guys afterwards what I actually did. So let's get to the installation of installing this choke, which I think might be very simple, but I think it might be underrated as well. So let's see how far I actually get with this choke. The first thing I actually came to confound is that we have this C bracket thing. This C bracket thing right here. We have it clipped around this handle right here, and which is screwed onto the choke. So you have to remove that if you want to get this thing through this hole right here from the back, and that's the reason why I first removed this. So I'm first going to push this thing through that hole from the back, like through here, and it's going to come out there, and then I'm going to tighten it up, which you have this washer right here for the front, and you have this thing which is threaded to get tightened on this, and that is how you tighten this entire cable to the dash, and that will keep it locked in that perfect position right there. And then you just lay this wire through the firewall into the engine bay, and you connect it up to the carburetor. So I'm gonna put you guys on a stand right quick just to show you guys the installation of this part to the dash. Right there you can see we have the choke installed to the dash. So what happens is that whenever you start up the car, you just pull it out like this, and it actually pulls it out, and then when you're done you just push it back in. So after the car is actually warmed up and then everything's completely fine, and then you just like, if it's like this, then it's busy getting warm up and the revs is laying a little bit high, and then when you push it back in, then you know she's perfectly fine and she's perfectly warmed up. So I'm just gonna push this wire right here through the firewall, and then we can work it from there to the carburetor. The most important part is that I actually got the cable through right there. So I think that hole that is through the firewall right there is meant for the choke. So you guys can see it actually came through there, and actually I have this nice rubber, so I'm just gonna push rubber on the entire choke cable, and I'm just gonna seal that little hole right there, so that now it's sealed, there won't go any water in there, there won't be leakages inside of the bay, and I know everything will be perfectly fine. So let's just start off with that first. Got the rubber safely installed, and it's nice and tight. It was actually a very big struggle to get that rubber in there, but it's nice and tight. And I'm just gonna push the choke cable a little bit back because I'm not sure how it's supposed to be, because I know it's supposed to be connected up to right here, but it's very long, so I'm not sure why it's this long. So I'm just gonna push it back in the hole and connect it up and see what it does.
Many minutes later.
After a few attempts, I actually got the choke connected. So what I did to keep the choke in place, I actually placed the choke in the section right there, so that holds the choke in place so that the cable actually doesn't move, and I got it mounted through right there. Then the cable right there, that's the choke. So what I did is, you can see there, you can see on there, I marked it with a cookie, and then I marked the distance the choke actually moves, and the distance it actually doesn't or where it touches the throttle, which is right there. I don't know if you can see my finger. Like you guys can see, it's not touching. But I'm gonna ask Darren to quickly pull in the choke, and you guys can actually see how it actually starts touching it, and then it moves the accelerator like all the way in. Darren, can you please move that choke slowly? You see, there it starts touching, and then there it starts opening up the throttle or the carburetor. It pushes back again, and there you can see it stops touching again. So the cable works perfectly fine. I hope this is a nice installation for you guys, but the only thing you need to do is that you need to loosen this nut right there, and then there's like 2 holes at the back where you just push the cable through, and then you tighten it up, and if you tighten it up, this where the cable will be stable onto that spacing right there, or that washer right there. So get the right distance on the cable and the right distance on the choke from the carburetor, and you have the right distance, then you can just tighten that nut up right there, and then the choke will be working perfectly fine. Can you just start up the car tire and then just show them like what the choke does? Show them from the inside here. Alright, that's without the choke. Just pull out the choke. There you guys see. Push back in. There we go. You just have to give it a nice rev in order for it to like go down to its normal revving or idling point. You guys can see it's idling very normal. So everything's working completely fine. I just didn't connect up the switch for this one right there. So the one right there is for the choke. So I'm still gonna see if I can source the switch here at the back, and it's just 2 terminals which you plug on, and if it's plugged on, you know it's perfectly fine. So I'm gonna see what I can do for that thing right there. But I mean, like, it's not compulsory to plug it in. It's just for you to know. Look here, but this is actually plugged in or it's not plugged in. But this method worked perfectly fine for me, and I actually don't need to plug it in because I mean, like, you will obviously know if the choke is pulled out, because you know your race will be completely high. But for now, this is working completely fine, and this will help me each morning to start up the car way better. And the only thing I need to do is still install those mids. That amplifier I'm actually going to put in the Honda, because the Honda needs an amplifier. And then I still need to put in the seal, or the seal is the one for this pulley right there. Is for this pulley right there, that pulley. So you guys can see right there that seal is actually hanging out right there, and it's not supposed to look like that. So I still need to replace that seal, because you can see it's oil everywhere, and that's the reason why there's oil leak on the car. Because I already replaced the seal for this cam pulley, but this one is fairly easy. But that one right there is a pain in the motherfucking ass, which I still need to replace. So I'm gonna check whenever I can do that, and hopefully soon I can actually replace that seal. And then I still need to do the bushings for the gear linkages. I might do that soon as well, but unfortunately I have to do that in the daylight for you guys, because at night time you guys won't be able to actually see what I'm doing. I would have liked to do it today, but unfortunately for you guys it's gonna be a little bit bad lighting, so I'm just gonna do it at another time for you guys. I hope this video was actually very helpful for you guys. And well, the car is coming together very slowly. I mean, like, I have the number plates on right now. I have new number plates on, so the car does look very neat from the outside. And now I can get the car started each morning without actually getting out of the car and pulling out the choke and getting in and shit like that. So now I can actually get the car started by simply just like walking inside of the inside the cabin of the car. There's like other stuff I need to do, but it's really getting dark, and I know you guys are complaining whenever I work in bad lighting. So unfortunately I'll just start working with the car tomorrow again. I'm maybe gonna try to install the bushing kit, the linkage kit for tomorrow, because then we have perfect gears, and I still need to replace the seal, and if that's replaced then the car will be driving perfectly fine. But
yes.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was really helpful. If it was helpful, please drop the like button, and please do comment down below what you guys think I should do next to the car, or what you would like to know, or what you don't know what to do to the car, like how to do stuff. Please do comment down below what you guys would like to see on the channel, a future video perhaps. and please don't forget to subscribe. So guys, remember, don't race but go stance.